Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Mythology with your host Nitin Nair. Now, we have been on an amazing journey where we're exploring all these mythologies from around the world with these amazing stories that still have relevance in terms of culture, traditions, folklore, and even mainstream religions of late. Now, one of the things that we noticed during our journey is that there are these fantastical characters that many of us are completely unaware of that is restricted to beliefs of a certain community. Now, we are all aware of various characters in Western mythology that has been appropriated through television, movies, etc. But there are these small gems in various parts of the world that actually inspire a sense of complete astonishment as to how magical these creatures are. And one of them that we found recently is when we were exploring Indonesian mythology. And this is the story of the Babi Ngepet. Now, the Babi Ngepet is believed to be the product of a person who practices Pesugian Babi black magic. Now, this type of magic involves a person surrendering their humanity in exchange for becoming rich instantly. The classic case of looking at various ways to get rich, whether it's the right spiritual way by praying to a god, or by praying to what some may call the dark forces, or characters that are actually not associated with overall good, to achieve what you want to achieve with, in terms of riches, in terms of success, etc., in exchange for something. Now, in the story of the Babi Ngepet, the person is transformed into a boar, or allowing themselves to be possessed by a demon to win in the shape of a boar. It has similarities with the Western concept of a werewolf in the fact that humans can be shapeshifters, but that's where the similarity ends. Now, the werewolf, which we will explore in much more detail in another podcast, is a character that has been created when a person is bitten by another werewolf, or in some cases just another wolf as well. And the werewolf generally tends to take form once in a while whenever it is exposed to the full moon, where it actually sheds its human appearance, takes the form of a man wolf, or in some cases of that of a complete wolf, goes out, terrorizes people, and the next day morning he's back to his human form and has no recollection of what happened while he was in the form of a werewolf. Now, in the case of the Babi Ngepet, it's not that way. There is no particular time that is dictated by natural elements where they actually transform, but it is a conscious effort to really achieve something that they want to achieve. Now, the Babi Ngepet looks like a wild boar, but is much larger than a regular boar. And when viewed through the camera or through a lens, it has a muddy complexion and a bloody mouth along with a human face. So it is more on the physical lines that a person tends to resemble a Babi Ngepet. Now, some myths suggest that before a man turns into the creature, he is placed or he starts wearing black robes. The Babi Ngepet then attacks the village and steals its valuables by rubbing its body against the wall, door, cupboard, furniture, or a safe or a vault that he intends to rob. Once the man returns home, the black robes will be full of money and jewelry. So it's basically a transformation that we go through, very much similar to what the cultural beliefs of Kerala in India exhibit, with the concept of the Odian, who is once again a shapeshifter who changes his shape to an animal, preferably or most commonly of that of a bull or a cow, and goes around inflicting damage on other people. Now, this is usually assigned by someone as a task, and he does it in exchange for money or for favors that might come later. But the Babi Ngepet is more or less a personal task or a personal adventure that the person carries out with the help of the darker black magic and the darker powers behind it. Now, the person who practices this black magic needs the help of someone else to actually execute his plans. Babi Ngepet's assistant is usually tasked with guarding a lit candle from the outside world. If the flame is starting to fade, this is a sign that the magic practitioner is in danger. So the person literally has to keep a close eye on the flame to ensure that it isn't extinguished. Now, the person who practices, the black magic to transform into the Babi Ngepet will light a candle and float it on a water trough. They will then rob the village when the candle is lit and is floating on the water. If the candle's flame gets too dim or fades, then the Babi Ngepet is in danger. And since this belief is, common in villages, what villagers tend to do is they kill any animal that approaches them at night. Now, this is, although it's unfortunate to the animals in modern day times, but it really stems from the fact that the Babi Ngepet has its presence or its power only until that lamp or that light is still lit. So the main concept, either if not to kill, is to keep it engaged so long so that the fire actually extinguishes and then it loses all its power and the villagers can get their stolen goods back. Now, the skeptical view is that it was a way to explain the mysterious disappearance of fortune. So if you have had a sudden loss in valuables, in your fortunes or your riches through any way possible or through any other means, it became convenient to actually attribute it to the Babi Ngepet. And this belief is still, quite active today. When a person actually undergoes some great financial stress, it is believed that someone else who had an enmity towards this person used the form of a Babi Ngepet to come and steal his riches. Now, it could have also been a way to control wild boars that were destroying the rice fields, especially in modern times and in a country like Indonesia, where agriculture is the paramount industry. It became very important to actually protect your crops, and the concept of Babi Ngepet became much more easier for people to justify killing of wild boars, which eventually in many parts of the world tend to destroy agriculture and crops of no fault of their own, because at the end of the day we believe that humans have been encroaching on wild animal territory. Now, the association with the boar with magic concerning fortune probably originated from the Javanese pre-Islamic, pre-Hindu Buddhist beliefs that associate the boar with domestic riches, fortune and prosperity. And it's similar in its connections with the Silagan, which means piggy bank in Javanese. The word Silagan is derived from the word Silang, which means boar. Now, as Indonesia evolved over the years and the influence of Islam and the Islamic concepts and rituals became more prominent in the country, Babi Ngepet continued to maintain its notoriety because Islam actually considers the boar or the pig to be haram, or an animal that isn't supposed to be interacting with the human beings or consumed in any manner. So the whole animosity towards the animal in general has just increased over time. Now, what is really interesting about the Babi Ngepet story is that although it is considered to be something that has strict religious confines of the region of the Javanese or Indonesian region, it has become a concept that can be related to in many other parts of the world, with many other characters in mythology showing similar, if not exact, but definitely similar concepts wherein they transform to actually steal the riches of a person. And whenever someone is caught doing something of this style, which is probably immoral or unethical in nature, there is always a negative connotation attached to that particular animal and is always attributed to black magic rather than actual worship or belief in mythology. The Babi Ngepet is truly an interesting character and you should really check it out. And in modern times, it has got a lot of prominence with a lot of anime characters and international gaming characters being modeled after the Babi Ngepet. Now, if you look at Indian mythology, there is also the concept of a wild boar in the 10 avatars of Vishnu, with the Varaha Avatara being used as an example or a comparison, although in terms of storylines and in terms of the impact that it has on a particular mythology could not be far apart. But the Varaha Avatara was actually a savior of planet Earth who came and lifted Earth out of the ocean when it was drowning in the floods. So do explore the Babi Ngepet and its amazing influence on modern culture. And we would be bringing you so much more information on similar characters across mythology from around the world that you've probably never heard of, but can really blow your minds. This is your host Nitin Nair signing off by reminding you that Mythology is the home of mythology.